DC Types here, story time, tech edition. Many of you may not remember the dot-com bust that took place in 1999-2000. Well, there was a bunch of venture capitalists and investors that were throwing money at anything with the word e-commerce or internet. Well, naturally that gave way to a bunch of tech bros that were cashing checks that their tech prowess could not honor. So there was a bunch of defaults and the whole industry just collapsed. There were a few winners that came out of this that are with us today, like eBay and PayPal. Well, in this climate in Silicon Valley that was decimated by all of this, there were these two gentlemen that thought, we need to make order of this chaos and create a bit more stability to the web. Enter Google. They hired all the software engineers, programmers, coders, and designers that had been laid off and were frankly desperate for work in Silicon Valley. Well, much like playing cards is business. Sometimes you end up holding cards that you really should discard because you simply don't want the person sitting across the table from you to pick it up and play them. Well, apparently, both the lessons of the tech boom and the history behind the formation of the most successful business and business model in world history, also known as Google, and just general best practices for anyone who plays gin rummy. Our good friend, Mr. Musk, a purported genius, well, he discarded some of his greatest assets and some of the aces in his hand. Well, that was short-sighted, not very strategic, and completely ignored the lessons that everyone in the tech sector knows, or should know. I spent 12 years building a web development and web marketing business that I closed and retired from before I went into the typewriter business. And I'm not a billionaire tech CEO. Enter Thread, the alternative to Twitter that many have been wanting in the wake of the monolithic, megalomaniacal, ego-driven, non-business decisions that the new owner of Twitter has been making. Tech bro ego is really a thing, and it is part of why I left the field, and just general burnout after COVID. Well, now there's Thread. I'm on Instagram, so yay if that DC Types on Instagram. But let's see how this plays out, and don't forget to learn the lessons of history and maybe write about it on a new typewriter.